Flip a 180 here and the whole dichotomy of topics as we alluded to. Let's talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We just literally, as of recording, got done with the movie as of right now. A couple hours ago. Yes, don't worry. We are going... So, yes, hello. Welcome to the movie review section alert thingy. We're just going to do a general overview of the movie in terms of thoughts, feelings, excitement level, all that stuff. General thoughts. Once we get to the section where we're going to dump everything out of my brain in terms of what happened in this film, spoilers, etc., there will be a clear warning for everyone who does not want to be spoiled on this film and wants to go see it in their own leisure. We'll let you know. Then you can come back and be like, Brett, you are so right. That was great. Or Brett, you are so stupid. That was dumb. Then, you can do it at your own leisure and do that. But Super Mario Bros. Okay, so what did I think of this movie? I thought the movie was a lot of fun, to be honest. It was a great time. This is kind of a movie of two what am I thinking? Two ideas, storytelling, I don't know, whichever you want to call it. There's movie A, where it's Illumination, which Illumination does phenomenal work in terms of their animation style, their artwork, their presentation. You have the Illumination, this is a kids movie, kids are going to be having fun with this film. Enjoyment, turn off your, kids to turn off your brain. That's kind of hand in hand. It's a kids movie at heart. You got that. And then you have the other thing where this is for, the people who grew up playing Mario, whether it's Super Mario Bros., whether it's, what was it? Jumpman, whatever he was against Donkey Kong throwing the barrels, to the Super Mario 64, to the Mario Karts, to the Super Mario Galaxy, to the hardcore, quote unquote, the Nintendo fans. It's a case of two movies here, and I think it succeeds very well in both facets. The movie's a lot of fun. The story's very simple, but it works. It's short and sweet. It's about an hour and a half. Not too long. Doesn't overstay its welcome. And it looks gorgeous. Highly recommend anyone and everyone sees it. It's a good time. Like I said, nice little balance of what you can get out of this experience in terms of just like, I want something that looks great and checks the box of the story, or if you're the fan of video games and you want to be quote unquote rewarded for that. I think the voice cast is great. Well, maybe not great. Is good. I think Jack Black does very well as Bowser. I think Charlie...
Oh, shit, that was Jack Black.
That was Jack Black, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Podcast.
You're good. Anna Taylor-Joy does very well as Peach. Yeah. Charlie Cox does very good as Luigi. And now Charlie Cox from Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, shit.
And now everybody's review that you've been waiting for. It's a Chris Pratt. He did fine. He was okay. It wasn't anything that broke the bank. As we get into spoilers, I'll talk a little bit more about his portrayal. But it was good. It was a good time. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad, a little weird, but he did fine. He was a good support character. Key and Peele, not Spooky Man, the other one.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah. But general, I guess, final thoughts. It was good. Lady, do you want to give your general thoughts? Because you're...
It was good.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was, I can see why it got not great critical reviews.
Right.
And also got very good viewer reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, storytelling is nothing breaking the bank. It's a very simple story, and it just checks the box. You're not going to be,
Yeah.
I don't know, push to your limits with the story, or like really walk away with it like, this was an amazing film. Like, it's
fun, and like if you played Mario games as a kid, it's like fun to have the songs come in.
Sure. Yeah, audio's great.
Songs, the audio's good. Like, it's pretty much like an hour and a half of like fun Easter eggs.
And then good times. No spoilers yet.
I just said
Easter So our general review. It's a good time. It's fun. I recommend you check it out. We are now going into spoiler territory. So, if you haven't watched this film yet and you don't want to be spoiled, this is your chance to leave, exit. There's the door. I love you. Thanks for hanging out. Goodbye. Make sure you guys sub and follow all the podcast feeds. And come back and listen to this later when you're done. Okay. We are starting spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, they killed Superman in this movie. Oh my God, that's a joke I stole from somebody else. Okay, anyways.
Oh boy.
Movie's really cool. There are so many Easter eggs in this film that are very cool. Like Lady mentioned, the music especially. You had overworld themes. You had the when they're going, we're going to be jumping around the plot here, so there's no following of story here. When they went underground to save Brooklyn, they had the underground theme in their pipes there. You had variations of victory themes when you're like finishing the level, and a lot of orchestral stuff. Very like subtle, but not subtle if you know the themes. And it was like, oh, that's a cool way that they adjusted it. So the music was great. Characters galore that they had in this film. So obviously, as we saw from trailers, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Donkey Kong, Bowser, the Koopas, whether they're, Magic Koopa or Turtle Koopa, Winged Koopa, the Goombas, the Spiny Shells, Piranha Plants. Shy Guys were not shown in the trailer, but we got Shy Guys. They were spooky as all hell. Dry Bones. We had, and then, like, you had the deep dive characters of, like, if you didn't play games or really know. So you had, I believe, the original Mario actor as Jumpman, as like his grandpa, who always went Yahoo and jumped. I think that was him. Speaking of Jumpman, they also had a Jumpman arcade cabinet in the like pizza shop that their parents owned. So before I continue, the story is the Mario Bros are actual plumbers from New York City, Brooklyn, and they get transported to the Mushroom Kingdom via a green magical pipe in the ground. I know, weird. But, so, their parents' pizza restaurant, which was Punch-Out Pizza, another reference to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. They had the Jumpman arcade cabinet. I believe, I don't know if Bubble Bobble was there. I thought I saw the little dinosaur dude. I think there was another video game reference somewhere around there, and I'm kind of hating myself that I don't remember it, because I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh. Different characters. You had Pauline from Super Mario Odyssey as the reporter in Brooklyn. I was like, oh. Other characters we had once we went to the Kong Kingdom, we had Diddy Kong. I freaked out for that one. You had the girl Kong, not Candy, or is it Candy? The little girl with the hat. I'm sorry. Donkey Kong fans are yelling at me right now.
Yeah.
She was there. You had Cranky Kong was the king. You had Lanky Kong. I think I saw him. And then I was looking for Funky Kong, and I saw him on one of the Mario Karts. And I was like, yes! Speaking of Donkey Kong. Dixie Kong. Damn it. Thank you very much. So, yeah, she was there, too. Speaking of the Kongs, we got the DK rap from DK.
Donkey Kong.
We didn't get the
but
no,
we didn't. I almost did it.
Yeah. So we had that fun little Easter egg. So they were there. We had Smash Bros references with both, obviously the Mario and Donkey Kong fight, including moves from Super Smash Bros. Like there was one point Donkey Kong uppercuts Mario. I thought he was almost going to do the windmill wind up. I was like, oh! But he did the little stompy thing with his hands. Mario had a couple drop kicks, slides, etc. Mario, speaking of mobility, like he was flipping and dipping like he did in Super Mario World or 3D World. You had different power-ups. You had the Fire Flower, Ice Flower. You had the Tanuki tail. You had the cat suit. You did have the cape. You had the cape in the ad at the very beginning. You had the big mushroom, which actually had him get bigger. You had the small mushroom or the poison mushroom. You had the superstar at the very end in the conclusion of the movie. They didn't have the little spinny workman hat thing or the propeller hat. So you had those there. Other video game references as you got to the Mushroom Kingdom, and this was a scene that they kind of released early. There's an antique shop, and they're selling Nintendo or Super Nintendo cartridges. Thank you. And the little toads are like, "Are you sure this works?" And the salesman's like, "Oh yeah, you got to blow in it." I just got a kick out of that. In the real world, Mario had a Super Nintendo and was playing... That was the other game. He was playing Pit... No, not Pitfall. The game Pit is from... Oh, crap. I don't remember. But he was playing that. What other... There was another... Toad's Treasure Trove or Treasure Track. I think they made reference to that with Toad distracting the palace guards by making food for them. What else is there? I guess if we want to skip ahead to post-credit scenes, they did have a Yoshi. We didn't see the Yoshi, but we saw at the wedding, which is also, I guess, a reference to maybe Galaxy. I don't know. I never played Galaxy. Bowser and Peach in their wedding outfits. But someone brought a Yoshi egg as a gift to the wedding and gave them there.
I liked when they just had their full Mario Kart section
of
the movie.
Yeah, they went hard on Mario Kart, which
cool.
We saw in the second trailer, Rainbow Road being revealed, and them in the Mario Karts. Peach got her bike. But yeah, the Kongs are apparently fans of the Fast and Furious and build all the cars. But yeah, as Lady alluded to, they went hard with Mario Kart where they're like, okay, you guys got to make your cars so we can go save the day. And they have the little cycle wheel of like, pick your wheels, pick your body. Like they had all that. They had the gliders, they had the drift, and they showed he got boost from the drift. They threw items at each other. Shells were bouncing all over. We had a suicidal turtle become a blue shell.
It was so cool.
Yeah. Other video game references we had at the wedding. We had King Babam there from 64. We had King Boo there, which was the only Boo I believe we saw in this movie.
I think so.
I thought we were gonna get more with the Luigi's Mansion tease at the beginning, but instead he had the dry bones and the shy guys he dealt with. We at the conclusion of the film, you had Luigi and Mario flinging Bowser around by his tail. Yeah. We didn't get any, so long, Bowser, or anything like that. I was hoping for that, but no. So yeah, just a plethora of video game references, which it's a video game movie, but that was cool to see. I think all the characters were fun. It was entertaining. Seeing everybody being goofy. Toad just like, I'm with you, like Samwise just the whole time.
Yeah, that was there was any story context lacking for that. He was just like, we're going on an adventure now.
He's my best friend. Yeah,
I'll die for you.
Yeah. After we just popped out of a pipe.
Man that I just found in the mushroom forest and have no story.
Yeah.
So that was a.
Yeah. I'm sure there's other references that maybe didn't connect, or I at least didn't get. Like they had this. They had this rival at the beginning, so they had their. I talked about, or I alluded to Chris Pratt's voice work. So a lot of people, rightfully so, were judgmental when he got cast of like, are you going to do a fake Italian accent, whatever? And he kind of has it in the film. That's why I would say is like, it's okay.
Yeah, they more do like a New York kind of.
Right. Which accent, makes sense. Not fine. To be super offensive or whatever, But at the very beginning of the film, they play into the whole, we're plumbers and that's our advertisement. They went full on Italian, and I really appreciated it. But then, hearing them go back to normal, I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, they referenced the old game there, and like I said, they had the super capes. So after you see their advertisement for their plumbing company, they had some rival which they used to work with named Spike. Now, I know a Spike from the Super Mario games, so he's that little green dinosaur guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy was supposed to be at all. So that's a reference that went over our heads. I'm surprised they didn't have any, well, maybe they did. They didn't have any cake building references. Because there's that game you had to run down and catch the cakes before you delivered them.
Yep.
Or the crabs.
Oh, yeah.
As you're, like, they would come out of the pipes and stuff and do that. They didn't have that. Trying to think of what else. We did see bloopers. They were cute. We did see the fish a few times. I don't know, just a plethora of references in this movie, which once again just adds that layer to the people who have obviously grown up with the games or played the games. It's just that additive kind of, okay, stay with me here, kind of like the MCU where you're like, oh, I know that, it's just fan service, I guess you could say, in a way, but it made it more fun of just like seeing the world and seeing what was there. The item,
I feel like this movie was very heavily fan service.
Yes.
Very heavy-handed fan service, which I enjoyed. Being a Mario fan, I enjoyed, but like, there's not a lot left to enjoy, I guess, if you don't have any context for, like, if you never played the game. It's like kind of a okay story that you can watch, but like, I feel like your enjoyment would be way less.
Sure. Yes.
In comparison, all of these references.
Yes, in comparison to the person who knows all these things and is getting rewarded. Yeah, you're gonna have a lesser, experience just because. Well, obviously you don't know that stuff, and the story's not astronomical. It's very basic. They fall into a mysterious world. He's motivated to save his brother. Love interests, trials, tribulations of a hero. We have the rise where we're going to be conquering, or, seems like we're going to. Then we have the big deficit, and then we have the heartfelt moment, and they come back. Like, it's very simple storytelling. There's nothing wrong with it. But, it's, like you mentioned earlier, critically, it's not anything that's new or is going to break the bank where you're like, you need to see this movie. It does what it sets out to do, of rewarding video game fans and checking the box of a quote-unquote children's movie. I'll be excited to see where they go from here. They did have 2 post-credits where one, Bowser was singing his Peaches song again, and then the second one, like we alluded to, was the Yoshi egg, which is in Brooklyn for some reason, and it started to hatch.
Through the portal with the rest of them.
So I'm curious why.
Oh, they had the bullet bills. Did you say they had bullet bills?
Oh, they did have bullet bills. No, I didn't say that.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yoshi movie next.
Yeah.
Yoshi movie next.
I'm just curious why they decided to put the Yoshi in Brooklyn. Like, why is the Yoshi in the real world and not in Mushroom Kingdom? Yeah, but like, what story-wise are you going to tell there? Yeah, like, I could get it if the next movie, it's like Super Mario World, where, he's riding around on Yoshi's back, and then we get like that Smash Bros. Cutscene opening of all the Yoshis running down on Yoshi Island or whatever the hell, but it just, the placement of it was weird. Like, what I talked to Lady about on the way home was like, oh, I thought they were going to allude to somebody else, like the next villain. Mm-hmm. So my thinking, because they kind of like, before they show the Yoshi egg, they are going through the sewers of Brooklyn, and they're going to seemingly where the pipe was to get to Mushroom Kingdom. I thought they were going to show us Wario and Waluigi, and they were going to be like also from Brooklyn, like rival, similar to Spike, or like jealous, and be like, hatch an evil plan, or like, oh, we're alluding that we're going there to sabotage them because we'll put some backstory in there where they slapped each other's mom or something like that. But we didn't get that, so I'll be interested to see where the story goes from here.
They are making a ton of money, so
right,
I assume there will be more.
Yeah, which, I mean, once again, congratulations to Illumination. They do a great job with the animation that they do. And I'll be excited to see what's next. Some things I wish we saw. We saw at the end Bowser got shrunk down due to the poison mushroom. We didn't see Bowser Jr. We saw his little helicopter thingy in the prison.
Yeah.
But we didn't see him at all. We didn't see any of the Koopa kids. I thought we would see them. We got allusions to the little castles, the mini ones. We had this very depressed star thing.
I don't know what he was from, but that was my experience.
I thought so. I thought that was going to be alluding to someone, like a Rosalina, because it looked like her star thing.
Yeah.
But didn't get anything with her. Didn't get Daisy.
Nope.
Kind of pissed about that. Didn't get Toadette. Very pissed about that.
Yeah, my beat is a Toadette stan.
Yeah. There was something else even before I listed off all these jabronis.
I don't know. He's down bad for Toadette. So.
She's just cute. Oh, crud. What was the thing? Oh. One thing we did get as another cute reference, because Spike was bullying them as kids. We saw Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Yeah.
That was a fun little cameo.
That was cute.
So yeah, I'll be interested to see what's next, I assume they're going to have a plan, or at least make a plan of like what they'll do next. Yeah. See where the story goes, see where the sequel goes. Because yeah, once again, it's not anything that's going to scratch your brain and, be like cinematic masterpiece. But it's just something.
If you want to see a
fun.
really, really good movie, like film, this is not what you should watch.
No. But if you want to have fun.
It was enjoyable to watch.
I just want to have fun, good time. And like I said, the time commitment's not long at all. Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typical kids movie.
Yeah.
I'm curious, because I haven't seen the Sonics, or the Sanics. I'm curious if those movies have as much references as this did. Granted, that's a live action, a whole nother studio, and God, we remember Nightmare Sonic. I'm curious how those play out, because I've heard good reactions from them. I just haven't given them a fair shake, or actually know where to watch them. But when Knuckles was announced for 2, I was like, ooh, because Knuckles is just a cool character. So I'm excited to check those out and see if they gave, I guess, the love and respect that Illumination did to this comparatively. But yeah, that's Super Mario Bros. I don't know.
I'm enjoying video game adaptations in general.
Yeah?
Like this, I'm enjoying, well, not anymore because it's done, but The Last of Us, excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're finally putting out good ones. And by finally, I know we talked about this in another episode, like, why do video game adaptations fail? There's some good ones. I know Mortal Kombat's a cult classic. The most recent Mortal Kombat I really enjoyed it, but that's, again, it was like references. Like, I don't know if that would be the best movie ever. I know Uncharted did okay. I know the old Tomb Raiders with, what's her face? Angelina Jolie were, I don't know. I think that most recent Tomb Raider with the other actress, unfortunately, botched.
Yeah.
There's a whole plethora that we could go through of like, nope, that didn't deliver.
Yeah.
But yes, at least in terms of 23, yeah, Mario did well. Last of Us obviously crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
I just hope that means that there can be more.
Yeah.
In the future that are actually not crap.
Sure.
Quality.
Yeah.
That aren't botched. So.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is, what do you call it? Obviously respecting your material. Not that, any of the bad ones didn't. Working together. I can't think of a better word for it. Synergy? Nah. Yeah. For some reason, I'm thinking it starts with a C, but I can't think of anything. But like for Last of Us, for example, you had the game director Neil Druckmann heavily involved. For this, Nintendo was most likely, because Nintendo's fucking very protective of their shit, heavily involved. Like, not cooperation. I don't know. I'm gonna yell at myself later when I think of it, but you have them working to. Yes, thank you. You have these teams collaborating, the original source and this new developer, I guess you could say, working together, bouncing ideas off of each other. They have the direction from the original source and obviously have the flexibility to take it their own way because you want to tell a new story. That's great. I don't know if the other adaptations have had that. Like, I know NetherRealm was not involved in the most recent Mortal Kombat, to my knowledge. It's not like Ed Boon was there, like, let's do this, let's do that. So I think that's definitely a plus. I could see how it could be too far in the wrong direction, but I think so far, obviously, the two we've gotten this year has been a good move. So, yeah, we'll have to see. All right, well, everybody, this has been another episode of the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast. My name is Brett, aka Enigma9011, and you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011, usually live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You join the chat like Papa Griff and Rainbow did today, and Lady. Join on the conversation, join on the fun. We'd love to have you in on the chaos, but if you can't catch it live, that is A-OK. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video in MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, any way you can support the show, reviews, comments, shares, whatever it is. It may seem small, but it does help the channel grow, helps the show grow, and we would love and appreciate you for that. Appreciate you guys hanging out today for the wide variety of topics. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, giving this a listen, and we will see you guys on the next one. Take care.